Hello folks, Mark with Launchpad B coming in today with a tutorial where I'm shooting a black subject on a black background and I'm using a turntable. I promised to do this a couple weeks ago with another tutorial that I did. It's a useful technique if you want to capture maybe some tactical gear or something similar, or if you're just trying to get this look. Now this will be a two-part series. This part here will be the production behind the scenes, how I go about actually capturing the image. And then the second part will be a video where I'm going to walk you through how to actually completely remove the background in Premiere Pro in post. Now for this particular setup, we are going to be using a black backdrop, a black table cover, a white turntable, might sound a little unusual, and a light source directly above. The black fabric that I'm draping over the backdrop, I picked up at a Joann's Fabric, and I was just looking for something that was not as reflective. The backdrop also has to be pushed back far enough so that the light source isn't hitting it. Another piece of black fabric will now be used for the tabletop. For the shot, we're going with a single overhead light source, which is the Amaran 200X, and a big softbox. When I'm setting this up, I want to place the light as close as possible to the subject without it being visible in the frame. Now normally for black on black shots, most people want to use a black turntable, which is totally fine, but I actually want this to work as a bounce card and bounce the light back upwards. That'll allow it to illuminate the bottom of the subject and give me a very cool look. In order for that to work though, I have to separate the product from the turntable. So I'm going to be using this glue stick. Now they do make and sell risers that are intended specifically for this. I don't happen to have one today, so we are using a glue stick painted black, and it's going to work just fine. The tricky part though is getting it balanced. When it comes to positioning the camera, I'm going to place the camera slightly below the subject, and it's going to be angled a little bit upwards. Now this is going to cause some minor distortion in the shot, but we can fix that in post. Now this product has an LED display that flickers under normal filming conditions. In order to get rid of the flicker, I actually have to lower the shutter speed. It doesn't completely eliminate it, but it's a huge help. Now, lowering the shutter speed will actually allow more light to come into the shot, so I'm going to have to compensate with the aperture. By closing the aperture down, it'll allow less light to enter. When it comes to adjusting the camera settings for lights, I always adjust the ISO at the end. I want to keep the ISO as low as possible as to not introduce any noise. Now, when it comes to capturing this shot, the goal is to eliminate as much of the black background as possible without sacrificing the product details. And like I expected, that white turntable is doing a fantastic job of bouncing that light back upwards. So this concludes the first video, which is behind the scenes production on how I went about capturing the shot. Stay tuned for the next video that will be coming out shortly, which is where I show you how to completely remove that black background using Premiere Pro. Thanks for watching.